I see a lot of men not actually see the relationship as something that is um, a a thing to cultivate, right? Like a garden, to be kind of somewhat cheesy about it, right? But they're not looking at it and like assessing like how healthy is it and what's it deficient in. Obviously, they could actually ask or sort of put some curious questions like from towards their partner. They could ask like, "How are we? How we doing? How am I? How do you experience me? Like, do you see me as really tending to you and like your your nervous system and you know like your physical health? Like, do you experience me that way? If not, like what would lead you to experiencing me that way? What would be some of the things that would really help you feel like I'm tending to you? Like, I know as a young man, I was never modeled that. I never saw in shows and like I never had a reference point for that level of proactive like leadership around being in relationship. That then leads to this sort of defensive, um, you know, your wife might come to you and just say, I just don't feel like we're connected. Like, I don't even think you give a shit about me sometimes. Of course I do. I'm making sure that I even folded the laundry the other day. Or I made you like oatmeal and, all these examples. And then the conversation doesn't actually happen because it's just a defensive one. Because there's a truth there. The truth is, she's not actually experiencing feeling cared for and feeling tended to. And it's never going to go well if you counter that experience because it's real, you know, and there's information there. It's just you can't if you wait for it to then come to you once they're like fed up and distressed and undernourished, you're going to get it in a probably pretty strong way, in a way that elicits a defensive response in you. So why wouldn't you actually go towards it and solicit the information so that so that you can actually, because men want to be competent. Men do. That's part of why they get so defensive, is because they're being told that you're not doing this. When they're in their experience, they actually are really trying. They're trying to do the things. But you see, they're not actually though like slowing down enough and like really, because it's a bit vulnerable. They don't want to hear the like, well, I can't remember the last time you just, pulled me down to the couch and just like cuddled me, when you saw that I was really like really stressed. They don't want to hear that because it's like, oh, I haven't been doing that. But you got to hear it, right? You got to know what's happening. It never, in any area of life, right? It never goes well to ignore the actual truth of what's happening.